Welcome back to Nerdocracy, the show for nerds, governed by nerds. We are your hosts and humble Nerdocrats. Myself, Jordan, and that way. That way.
Yes, it's the opposite of what you think. Always, always.
I did this last week with Alberto. I cannot do it. So
Do you have anybody else on last week? I didn't get a chance to tune in. It was just you and Alberto.
No, just Alberto and myself. And it worked out good because normally when we do the Focus on Figures segment, I like to highlight whatever creative or photographer that is on the show with us. So I pull up some of their work and let them talk about their process and all of that stuff. So it worked out great because I did that with Alberto first. He didn't know I was doing that.
Nice.
I snuck in one of his pictures and then was like, talk about this. And so it was kind of fun. Got to praise Alberto for a little bit.
That's great. I would love to see his face when that happened. I'll have to check it out.
He's not like you and I. He can handle
it. I would be like, I'm closing this laptop and I'm leaving. See ya.
Same. I thought about it while I was, putting his photo in the slideshow. I'm like, I wouldn't like this.
Yeah,
I think,
but I'm going to do it anyway. I like you're like, I would hate this. Too bad it's not me. I got you, Alberto.
Exactly right. That's how that went. But it turned out great. We talked toys for however long. We went about an hour. It was fun.
Nice.
Talked about some movie stuff, but I don't even remember what it was because it was kind of slow. We tried to non-spoiler review Project Hail Mary. I'm not great at that.
We could also, if you did the non-spoiler thing last week, I saw it yesterday. We could talk spoilers this week.
I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on it.
If you want to jump right into it, I'll tell you straight up, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought, honestly, one of the best movies I've seen in the movie theater in a while. Outside of I will always have a love for the nerd shit, obviously, and I go in there and I'm going to love it. Like Fantastic Four and Superman are always going to mean something to me on that level. But going in to see a pure just movie that I know is based on a novel. I haven't read the novel. I liked that guy's last novel turned movie, The Martian. So I knew already, I kind of liked the stories that this guy was telling. But this one, seriously, one of the best pure movies I've seen in a movie theater in a long time. And very, very worth it to see in a movie theater because those amazing vistas of space and all this stuff. It's just the shots of him being this little human dangling outside of his ship, and it was great.
The scale,
it was good, and I think I had every emotion possible in that movie. Right?
I know, right?
Maybe fear. Actually, you know what? No, because when he's running along and he doesn't quite get back in, my hands were sweating in that weird way. So I definitely felt that too. But I laughed. I got all emotional when Rocky seemed
oh my god,
sacrificed himself kind of deal,
and then I got emotional when he came back.
Yes,
he went back to Rocky, and I'm like,
that just the hugging scene alone,
oh my god.
The last time we saw them hug, he was like, have you had enough? But this time he was all in it. He's like, boom, hit that freaking glass. He's like, I'm glad I'm back too.
It was so good.
The fucking Rock has no emotion to it has no face, right? But yet you felt it. I don't know how they did it. They did it so well.
To me, it's like this generation's E.T.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me. This is going to be a timeless film.
But this one has a fucking happy ending. Come on.
Good point. Yeah, that's true.
That was also the thing, right? Is I'm like, okay, so they go their separate ways. Oh no, wait, something happens. If we're talking spoilers, obviously we're at the end of the movie now. I'm going to keep talking.
It's been 3 weeks.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was like. I need to see this before I get spoiled on everything that happens, and I'm glad I didn't. But when he goes back, and clearly it seems like he's going to have enough to go save Rocky, and then he will then drift off into outer space alone and die. And they don't show, but then when the lights come back on and we see him again, and he's at a beach, and you're like, what the hell is happening? And then you find out, I'm like, this is a good ending. I like this. Because there was nothing for him back on Earth, but there was something that he met in space that was the person worth risking his life for, and he got to go home with that.
Yep.
And having the time of his life teaching all these little rock children.
Yeah, still doing what he loves.
Yeah.
Still doing what he loves. One thing, so I watch a lot of movie-related shows on YouTube, and everyone had read the novel well in advance. And they all kept talking about, I hope they don't change the twist from the book.
The twist has to be how they get him on the ship, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And when it got to that point, I'm like, I don't know why they would change it because
Yeah.
I think everyone relates to that.
Yeah.
Like, how many of us are actually going to do that? Or how many I related to him. Like,
Oh, totally.
I like to think I would have done it of free will, but I can't guarantee you.
Yeah.
I may have done the exact same thing that he did. So I love that part.
I
So I
loved it
related.
because, like, yeah, I still think if I were in the government's position, I would have done the same thing.
Agreed.
But watching it happen, watching it from his position, I'm like, that is a dirty fucking move. That is like, no, you're going to sacrifice yourself for us after you said no because you're the one who can. Sorry.
Yep.
And it's like, it's so dirty, but at the same time, it was the only option. And as we learned by the end of the movie, he was grateful for it. Like as they said, you're like, you were going to learn that you are up to this, and that you know everything about it was just, I don't know, it worked out really well. Like it was uplifting, as you said earlier.
It was uplifting. Yes.
The movie made me think it was not going to be uplifting numerous times.
Same.
And it surprised me and delighted me in its way to surprise me.
And maybe that added to it for me because I didn't know what to expect. So I kind of tempered my expectations because everyone was praising the novel. Like, this is the greatest thing ever. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to expect anything out of this that I'm not going to get. So I went in with my expectations tempered. And I never expected it to be as uplifting as it was. And maybe it's also partially the times that we're in, but I fully feel like, regardless of that, it's just that movie. It's got so much heart.
Yeah.
So good.
I saw someone refer to it today as like Hope Core, because like they're like, Hope Core is back. If you take Superman and Fantastic Four and then Project Hail Mary, it's like Hope Core is back. It's like all this hopeful stuff, and it's like,
That's a good
it's kind of
point.
shocking because like
That's a good point.
the government even says at a point, they're like, everyone's going to start off, everyone's going to start dying within like 15 years, blah blah blah, and like maybe if everybody works together, we could overcome some of these things. But we all know that won't happen. The planet is not going to work together, and like,
No, we know that.
It's a biting commentary because it's very sadly extremely true. Like everybody's self-serving, and it's awful. But despite that being said, and it easily being relatable to our world where we're seeing lack of unity, global scale, it's that movie still somehow managed to say, you know what? There's still good people out there, and they're still willing to like put everything on the line. Maybe not by choice at first, but when thrust into that situation, they're still doing it, kind of deal.
Yeah, it kind of gave you, I mean, it gave you that hope. Like maybe, I know it's easy to fall into the trap of like, are there any good people left? You know, it so it gives you hope in humanity and the goodness of humanity. But I think is, you know, I do believe I'm an optimistic person, for better or worse. But I do believe there's more good than bad in the world. I have to believe that to get through everything.
I do too. I just feel like the internet, where the loudest voices are all the assholes, right? It's the same thing in terms of like what we see at polls and everything else. It's just those are the people that are vehement about their hatred directing their life, so they're always there day one. Whereas there's too many people like, yeah, you know, I try to do the right thing, you know, I help old ladies cross the street or whatever, but voting or whatever that comes up that, you know, we could actually make a mark of like, oh no, good people are dying off. I feel like they are just the people that just they're not rushing to make their voices heard in the same way.
I get that. Yeah. To save from us, you know, spiraling into social commentary and everything else, did you realize that Rocky is 100% FX? That they did not CG Rocky?
No, I thought he was 100% CG. That's insane. I had no idea.
That's all puppet work with Rocky.
Good for, you know what? That must have made Ryan Gosling's like job so much easier because he could actually he had a scene partner. Because I mean, I would say half that movie, but I think it's way more than half that movie. I think it's probably like 75% of that movie. He's alone. It's just him, right? Except for Rocky. But at the time, I'm thinking Rocky is a tennis ball. Like, okay, and then here's Rocky beating the side of the glass kind of thing.
Hug the tennis ball.
Yep.
No, I saw that on someone's show, I don't remember, and I was like, "Holy crap, no kidding." And they went more in depth on it. Yeah, Lord and Miller talked about how Rocky
That's
is.
fantastic.
There's an actual Rocky out there somewhere.
Yeah, but he's not full of like the humor that he shows at the end of that movie.
Yes, very true.
All right, random question. But
Mhm.
I was disappointed in only one thing, and it really didn't take away from the movie at all. Did you have anything that you felt that you wish you had just a little bit more info on coming out of that movie?
Not really.
All right. So just
No.
not so we don't have like this dead air kind of thing. I'll also just throw it out there. The one thing I wanted is I just wanted to know what happened to the pilot and the other person on the ship because they were dead, mummified like
Good
corpses
point.
by the time. Did they just die because of the drugs, or did they get up and then something happened, or I
Well,
don't know.
here would be my guess because he was the only one they put into a coma.
Oh no, I thought they were all put into a coma because of how long it took to get out there.
That would make sense, but they were
Yeah.
all awake. Like, they were all dead in their beds, like, they'd been up for a while.
Well, they were dead in their beds, but they were still in the same Ziploc thing that he was in, right? So I thought that maybe there's a chance that maybe they died in the coma at
Yeah.
some point throughout that kind of that journey. But that's the thing is I don't know, and I don't know if
Yeah, we
that's
don't
explained
know.
in the book. And again, it bears nothing on the story whatsoever, right? Because he
Mhm.
does this great funeral scene, sends them off to space. He's not remembering who they are, but he's kind of going through their pictures and whatnot, and like living their lives through these whatever mementos they had with them. So you get a little touch, and then we get to meet them in the past because they interstitch the
Mhm.
past stuff in. But it was just I wonder how they died. I wonder if they were awake on the ship while he's passed out, if they went through the amnesia thing, because he clearly had amnesia, right?
Yep.
Because he didn't even know who that. Like I liked his. At one point on the board, he wrote "Why muscles" or something like that,
Yes.
or "Always
Or have I
muscles."
always muscles, that's
Yeah,
it.
I was like, That's hilarious." You imagine like
Yeah,
you have to be like, "Whoa, all right,
like, "Whoa, I
Jack."
love me. I'm great." Yeah. Must be nice to wake up from amnesia and be Ryan Gosling. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
you can wake up from
Sign me up
amnesia
for
and be
that.
me,
Yeah.
be Doughboy.
No, I do remember now at the time wanting, like, while watching the movie, wanting the answer to that question, but by the time I got to the end of the film,
Yeah,
it had gone from my mind. So until you brought it up, I hadn't even thought twice about
yeah, it was literally the only thing because I feel like everything else was explained either well enough or didn't matter, in the
it.
scheme
Yep.
of things.
Yeah,
Like
thinking about
go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was just gonna say, thinking about how the movie plays out, I
Yeah.
don't know where they would have even inserted those moments.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, it could have been you could do like these flashes of something happening while the ship is traveling, in one of the past stuff. Because like after they drug him, they just that's kind of the last thing that we see of the past, right? Until um well actually the rest of it is in the past. When we go back to Earth, it's the present because they have the video footage, which
Yep.
is what I was gonna say is I think I was the happiest to see their reaction. They got to watch the footage, they got to meet Rocky via
Yep.
this video, and she even did like the goodbye thing, which was
Yep.
amazing at the end. I loved it.
It was
Which
so
also he did this, and I'm like, clearly Rocky is walking up his arm. He's like, I'm walking away, kind of goodbye. And
yeah.
so Ryan Gosling's like, I do this. And I'm like, no, no, no. Rocky has
No.
his fingers out and he's
Yep.
doing this.
Yes, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yep. It's so good, man.
Yeah.
So good. Timely good. Like, it's
Really
just
is.
if
It's one I'm
if I
gonna buy once it's on stream or not
yeah.
streaming, but digital, and I'm gonna watch it again.
Yeah, I'll support it as much as possible,
Yep.
which it's doing just fine. So as far as box office goes, it's at 420 worldwide.
Hmm.
It did have a lofty budget. So the budget on that thing was 200 million.
Oh, great. Good.
Yeah, but we're at 420. There's nothing else coming out until the Michael Jackson film, so it's gonna do just fine.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
but Mario's crushing it right now.
Well, based on so we were trying to do this back to back thing, right?
Mhm.
And around here, the best theaters you can get around here is not video quality, it's not visual, it's all audio. It's like the Dolby surround kind of deal. And there's one downtown, and then about 15 minutes away, there's two. So there's three of those theaters. So I was trying to do both Mario and Project Hail Mary in those. Luckily, the 15-minute away one, Project Hail Mary had one showing in one of those good theaters, and it was just 8:30. So I had to like plan the entire day around an 8:30 showing for Project Hail Mary, was trying to fit in a Mario when I was checking every theater, completely packed. I have not seen around here the movie theaters completely packed. So we had to end up splitting theaters. So we went from theater to theater. Which was fine. It's only 15 minutes, not a big deal.
True.
But even the one that we went to that was downtown, it was just kids all to my right, kids all behind us. And, you know, kids have to perform for other kids. So when one talks, they're just talking the whole time. And it's a lot. It's a lot.
But you said when the movie started, it was...
No, that was Project Hail Mary, because Project Hail Mary had kids in it as well. Because when we got there, we had just been through kid hell with Mario. And, you know, we were just like, oh my God, more kids. But this kid was just, because it was like a family to our left, and they had two kids between them. Maybe like 13 at most, kind of age-wise. And then there was more kids in the back who weren't saying anything, but the kids that were next to us were talking through the trailers, the commercials, which is fine. Again, totally fine. But my partner was really worried that when the movie started up, she was like, I'm going to kill these children if they talk during this movie. Because she read the book. She could not wait to see this movie. She planned to wait until I had a free like weekend to go see it.
Oh, that's nice.
Luckily, the second like the house lights completely went down for the actual movie going up, theater was dead silent. Mario, not at all, but this Project Hail Mary, yes. I expected that from Mario, though. I did not go into Mario thinking that I was going to have like this, like tunnel vision theater, no one else talking kind of thing. I'm like, it's going to be mayhem.
Yeah, good point. Was it good? I haven't seen it. I'm sure we'll have to go see it at some point because Kyle wants to see it, but I haven't seen it yet.
So if you are a Mario fan and you know the old classic games, you're going to see some great stuff that's like, oh my God, it's that, and then this from this other Nintendo franchise and that. I liked visually the animation. There were some fight scenes in it that were like incredible. They did a lot of stuff that I was like, oh, this is like a platformer. They are jumping, and then the screen actually goes almost 2D, but they are still 3D because the camera's swirling around. They did a lot of great visual tricks that make it going to see it in the theater totally worth it, which is why, because I heard the story wasn't going to be great, so I wasn't expecting anything. And the story was whatever. I think the worst part about it was the fact that Yoshi's in this one, and instead of Yoshi being a big part of the story, literally it opens with them like finding Yoshi, and then he's just one of the gang. Okay, now let's go on this grand adventure. And like that was just slapped on there to get Yoshi into the group.
Yeah.
So,
but other than that, it
was fun. I mean, I liked it better than the first one.
Oh,
just because of the characters that were in it and the cool, like seeing Star Fox, who was given away in the trailers. I stopped watching the trailers at a certain point because like I knew they were probably going to give away too much. And there was a lot of cool stuff, like some stuff from Super Mario 2, which I know if you're a big gaming nerd, Super Mario Brothers 2 is not actually a Super Mario Brothers game in Japan. It was called Doki Doki Panic. Completely different game, completely different everything, had nothing to do with Mario. But when it came over here to the States, they're like, we can't sell these to kids. They want more Mario. So they changed the sprites, and it became a dream sequence Mario movie. Everything that happened, or Mario game, everything that happened in it was just in their dreams. And this huge middle part of this movie deals with a lot of characters from that. And I was like,
oh, that's
cool. I loved that game growing up. So that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doing just fine, regardless of whether people like it or not on the critic side. It's at, I read the article before we went on the show. It opened to 372, just 3 million worldwide, just 3 million less than the first. So it's going to be, and the first one made over $1 billion. I have no doubt this one will do the same.
Yeah. I think it'll make its money. It has all the spectacle. You know, they only added to the first one. They very, very clearly intend to do a Star Fox spinoff. Because if Star Fox is in that movie, I believe just so he could get a spinoff out of this. Like it feels that way. Like Donkey Kong fit into the story of the first one.
Right.
Star Fox does, but when he meets him, he's like, "Let me tell you about my story." And they change the animation style and all this stuff, and they make it seem really cool. And then they end it in a way where like, that's more for another time.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll watch that shit.
Yeah. I did see in the article I was reading, it said is the only animated sequel in which both the first film and sequel opened over $350 million worldwide.
Spider-Verse didn't open that
I guess not.
That shocks me.
What shocks me is that Zootopia didn't, because both of those films are colossal worldwide.
Yeah.
So
cool. Zootopia 2 was fun too. I actually had while I was shooting one week, I had like stuff playing in the background, and I just watched Zootopia 1 and Zootopia 2 again in the background.
Yeah,
they're entertaining.
Yeah, they are good. We finally saw the second one. Awesome. Knew it would be. But we're kind of on the schedule of whenever the kids are ready to go see the movie, which it can be opening weekend, but sometimes it's not. There's, you know how it is. There's birthday parties. You know, this we got to go here for this kid and here for that kid. So whenever we get around.
Do you think they're going to drag you to Mario?
No doubt. Yeah. We also have the issue of moving and remodeling, so I don't know how available I'll be. So it may not be me. It may be Sarah and them that go, but someone in this household will definitely see Mario.
Nice.
We wanted to see Hoppers, but we haven't gotten around to.
Okay, I will say, out of the 3 animated movies that we were just talking about, Zootopia 2, Hoppers, and Mario, Hoppers is by far the best of the 3. I saw Hoppers in the theater. I thought Hoppers was great.
Yeah.
It was a nice, unique premise. You know, because Zootopia 2 is just more Zootopia, right?
Right.
Mario 2 is just more Mario 1. Hoppers is its own standalone, very unique, very different tale, and very, very funny and entertaining. So
yeah, I definitely want to see it. I know it's still in theaters. It was in the top 5 this week, so I imagine it'll be there for a while. Yeah.
I hope so. I hope it has legs, because I do worry things are like Disney specifically, because now they have Disney Plus, that they could easily just be like, well, it didn't do well here, shove it onto the platform, we'll get more subs to watch this movie.
Yep.
But I hope it does well enough that it stays in theaters for a little while, because like Pixar needs
they need a win.
They need a win on their original stuff, not Toy Story 5, which honestly I don't give a flying fuck about myself. So, you know, I'll go see their original stuff, and I will go see Incredibles 3 when that comes out, because I love the Incredibles.
Yes.
But more original stuff.
I get it. I did see this week. Was it this week? Yes. I saw They Will Kill You.
Okay. Is that the one with Domino from Deadpool?
Yeah, Zazie Beetz.
Yes.
Yeah. She's awesome.
She's
she's the best part of the whole movie. So it feels very much, and I don't know what it's based on, but it feels very much like reading some one-shot graphic novel.
Okay.
It's very over the top, and it's got the classic horror style blood effects. So like they cut off someone's head and then there's nothing, and then it's
nice,
just a mountain of blood, you know. So I didn't know what to expect, so I wasn't really ready for that. So once I transitioned into understanding what it was really fun.
If we couldn't go see Mario, that was gonna be the one. I was like, well, maybe we still do a double feature, and because I do want to see that one, but that's like almost for me. Once it's on streaming, I'll check out. Like, I'm not going to rush out to the theater to go see that one by itself.
I would say there's nothing that it brings to the table that really requires it to be a theater-going experience. It'll be just fine at home. And I can't stop my brain, which is never a good thing. Normally, I'll be able to go into a film and understand, okay, I know what this is. I can turn off certain logic sections of my brain and be like, okay, I know what this is supposed to be. Don't think that way. Watch it for what it is. But there is one thing, and it's a big thing in the end, where by the time the screen goes black and you get in credits, I'm like, that couldn't have worked. Like, it's a major thing. And I'm like, that could not, I don't understand how this works, because it's fantastical. It deals with supernatural and
there's supernatural stuff in it. Okay.
It's wild. So
Oh, that's
once
right. 'Cause it's
again,
supposed to be like cult worshipers, like worshiping.
yes.
Okay, right. I'm trying to
So
remember the trailer.
you suspend your belief because
Disbelief,
you're like,
yep.
okay, disbelief. I get it. I get it. We're supernatural, but I still couldn't quite do that for one thing. But I highly recommend it at home. I mean, if you want to support the movie, anyone that can go watch
Yeah.
it in the theaters because how often do we get original type stuff like this with someone like Zazie Beetz? You
Yeah, I
know,
was gonna
she,
say it's
yeah,
horror. I mean, it is horror, right? Or is it horror adjacent? Because it's more like action horror,
totally
right?
horror adjacent. Not a
Okay.
single moment will scare anyone.
The thing is, that is the one genre that we get a lot of
We do.
unique independent stuff coming almost all the time. I feel like horror is the
Yeah.
one genre that gets the movie theater treatment.
It does, and it's low budget. It's easy
Yeah.
to make, but it's not often that we get it with so someone like, Domino or Zazie Beetz, I feel like she is totally a leading lady and
Yep.
an action star. So, for her movie to succeed, that would be nice because I would like to see her make more films because she's awesome,
Yeah.
you know? So, for her sake, I would recommend people go watch it if they can in the theaters, but either way, support it on streaming. It's worth a watch.
Yeah.
Totally worth.
I was speaking of streaming and going to the movie theaters, I was flabbergasted when Project Hail Mary was starting up and it said an Amazon Studios production. I was like, okay, because I don't trust Amazon to make anything that's
No.
of value outside of the boys. I would say Invincible, but even the animation quality on Invincible is like subpar.
Yep.
Sadly, you know, they save the animation for when big things happen very clearly, because like we just had a big episode this week, big action sequence. That action sequence was animated great, but then there was a dinner sequence before where you could tell they just like took a still character and they kind of slid it over a certain way, and I'm like, you guys are really just trying to like cut some corners where you can. It was kind of brutal at times.
Mm.
So I wasn't expecting how I felt about Project Hail Mary coming out of it, it being an Amazon produced
Yep.
movie. So good on them for making
Yeah.
something that good.
Yeah, because 'cause they've only now made 3, wide theatrical releases, I believe.
What are the other two? Aside
The
of Red
first
One.
yeah, the first 2 is, or the first one is Crime 101, which was
Oh, okay. That's
really good film,
yep.
but just didn't make any money, and the
Okay.
budget, I think it was like 90 million to produce way too much for that style. That is a
Yeah.
Netflix go-to. You can find a crime thriller on Netflix
Yeah,
every
but this
day.
has like the Avengers in it, doesn't? Isn't it like starring Thor and then you have Bruce Banner as well? Is that the same movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're great, and they act well off one another. It's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Totally recommend it, but it made no money, and the budget was too high. If you're gonna make something like that, you can't do that for 90 million. Like,
Yeah.
you're just setting yourself up for failure. And then the other one, which they were also setting themselves up for failure, was the Melania documentary. So, yeah. So there you go. So
Okay.
there's only
I thought
2
they
that they've
produced
done.
the Rock and Chris Evans vehicle Red One. Who made that one? That like
That
really bad
was
Santa Claus movie.
oh, that's Netflix, isn't it?
No, I don't think so. I thought that was Amazon.
It could be, but it may be that they didn't give it a theatrical,
Okay.
release.
Oh, okay, okay. I get what you're saying. Because I thought it did go into theaters. Because I thought at first I remember thinking this, and this could be my jumbled brain. When I first saw the trailer, I'm like, I will watch this because Chris Evans. Like I will watch Chris Evans stuff because I find him to be like a good person to. I find enjoyment in watching him on screen. Um, and not The Rock. I really could give a flying fuck about The Rock. Honestly, he usually brings down my opinion of something. But Chris Evans balanced it out in a way. We're like, okay, I'm interested. I'm interested. And I thought it was going straight to streaming. And then I'm pretty positive, like over the Christmas holiday, or like the month before, it was actually in theaters for a couple weeks. And then they put it on streaming like a week before Christmas.
It could have been. Sometimes even Netflix does the limited releases,
Yeah.
like, to a certain select amount of theaters. So it could have gone to some theaters.
Hmm.
But I know full-blown release, worldwide, the only 3 they've done, and only because I read this in a Variety article this week, were those 3. And Hail Mary's crushing it, so
Yeah, good for Hail Mary.
yeah,
Not good for
absolutely.
Melania.
Yeah, well, it made no money, so
Good.
we should be fine.
Oh, but it's number one. It's number one. It's like, oh my god, the greatest movie of all time.
Yeah, of course it is.
We can move on.
Yes. That reminds me, on the Project Hail Mary side of things, I
Yes.
also saw an article that said the writer was down for a sequel, as was the studio. And so I had
What?
to ask myself, do I want that? Like, this movie's great, and I'm still unsure if I want that.
I will
I don't
tell you that there's a part of me that's screaming more Rocky and Grace. Yes, I want to watch more of their like buddy cop
Yeah.
throughout space, but like it has to be guaranteed that sequel would have to be him going home. And I want to believe he kind of just stays there and gets to die among the
Yeah.
rock people and just enjoy his life because he it was a big focus of the entire movie. He had nothing back home, nothing to return to. He said at one point to whatever the government lady, I forget her position or whatever it was, like, oh, but my kids, she's like, stop using that as an excuse. It's just the excuse kind of deal. And like, and she called this bullshit, and he instantly was like, you're right. And we're still going to jab you in the neck with this thing and send you there anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want him to go back, but I do want to see more of them.
I know. And you also have the catch-22 of whenever you do a sequel, whether it's video games, films, whatever. So you have the hero's journey in each film. What is greater to overcome than what he has already overcome?
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that in a sequel? Like, you can't save the universe again. You already did it once. I
Yep.
guess you can, but it's redundant at that point.
Yeah, it would be super redundant. Then again, this writer seems to be very good at writing. So
Yeah, he's better than me, so yeah.
if he's the one who's like, I have a sequel idea, I would like to see what that idea is. Because
I agree.
apparently, so there's The Martian, there's Project Hail Mary, and apparently there's a third one, right? There's a third, like, leading man in space book that he wrote that apparently is very good.
I didn't know that.
I was expecting the next one that he is attached to as a writer kind of deal would be the third, whatever his third novel is.
Yep.
But if he wants to write more Project Hail Mary, I'm interested in checking it out. Do I need it? No.
Yep. That's where I was at. I'm like, do I need it? No. And I'm thinking through all the reasons why I don't. And then I'm like, but he is a world-class writer.
Yes.
I am not. So if he has an idea, by all means, go for it.
It all comes down to, is there a reason to be making this? Because a lot of things you feel like there aren't. Like, actually, perfect case in point, the sequel to the Mario movie, they didn't present to me a reason for there to be one other than the first one did really well, so we're going to make more of that, right? There was no, like, tell me a good story. Like, do something unique that, kind of gets me engaged in a way. I'm like, okay, yeah, I saw all the beats in that movie happening the way they happened, kind of deal. Except for one thing. I kind of want to spoil it, but at the same time, I don't want to, so I'll just leave it. But there's like one moment in the middle, like, they're doing this now? Okay. And it lasts like 10 minutes in the movie, and that's it. But
okay.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another game thing that's got tied in.
Interesting. Yeah. I'll just have to think on it, but not too hard. Yeah. I'm sure we'll see it. I'm sure I'll see it soon. Yeah, it'll be great.
Do you play like a lot of the more modern Mario games, or like what's your connection to the Mario universe at this point in time in your life?
So the very first video game that we ever had as kids was Mario Duck Hunter.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. That's a classic.
So we had the little,
yeah,
we'd shoot the ducks. That was it. And then after that, of course, we loved Mario.
Yep.
So, geez.
Mario 2, Mario 3, Super Mario.
Yep. And I'm trying to think of first and last. So my last Mario experience was probably on the Game Boy Color.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is a long time ago.
That would have been my last one. I can't remember which game it was, but it definitely would have been a Game Boy game.
So you never probably played the Yoshi's Island games. No, I would take it. Okay, because Yoshi's Island, unless I'm screwing up my games, Yoshi's Island, you are playing as a Yoshi, and Mario and Luigi are babies. Okay, so that is what happens. There's a baby making gun, and they turn them into babies, and then it's Yoshi trying to wrangle these babies. It's like,
so that's how it works.
Yeah,
I can tell the kids that it's a baby making gun.
Oh no, it's very clearly a baby making gun. They pull out the gun, and the gun is the Super Scope from the Super Nintendo. My favorite thing that I had as a kid was the Super Scope, because I loved the laser gun that came with the original NES. But the Super Scope was this cool looking bazooka that you got to have, right? Like over your shoulder. And I remember just carrying that around the house, not playing games, and just pretending to blow stuff up with it.
Yep.
And that is literally the gun that they have in the movie that turns them into babies. I'm like, oh, it's awesome. The Super. Yeah, it's like, hell yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, so my Mario experience is limited. It's a very important part of my childhood.
Yeah, of course.
But anything in the, in my adult history is not full of Mario.
So there'll be like, there's a lot of references to more modern Mario stuff as well. Like one of the towns they go to is straight from Mario Odyssey, which was like the latest of the new idea Mario games. How Galaxy itself was a new idea Mario game. Like, we're going to take this side scroller, and now we're going to change it into these worlds that are 3D orbs that you're running around and do stuff. So you probably never played Galaxy, which this movie's name is Super Mario Galaxy. So clearly it's dealing with that already. But they pulled stuff from games from around that time too. Like the characters from Super Mario Sunshine are in this one. And, again, Mario Odyssey. Because like there's a realistic T-Rex, which you wouldn't think fits into the Mario world, but no, that's from Mario Odyssey as well. Like that's actually in that game. So
that's that's great though. That's what you want, right?
Yeah,
that's what you want.
But that's not all you want. You still want a reason for this movie.
Yeah, it's my Nintendo experience is unfortunately severely lacking. Quite a while. I'm trying to think the last Nintendo game. So we've got a Switch. I can't think. I don't know. I very rarely ever used the Nintendo Switch. I've always been on my PS5 and whatever. Yeah, that's where it's been at. So, but I haven't played a video game since Space Marine 2. So
that wasn't that long ago. I think it was like 2 years ago.
No, yeah, 2 years. Yeah. That's a long time in video game.
It is, but for non-gamers, that's not that long. For gamers, yes, it's a long time. Like
for someone like myself that used to game so much,
right?
Like it was a daily ritual to spend 2 hours playing something. I did that from 17 to 30. Like that's a long time of playing everything all the time, and then to just not play at all. I'm sure someday,
yeah, I was gonna say you sadly learn later in life that even just 2 hours a day sometimes is just too much to dedicate to something,
right?
Outside of the things that you have to do.
Yep, I'll get back to it someday. I will get back to it because there are games that I must play. Have to, and they're making another Mass Effect game, so I will carve out time for that.
All right. Well, hopefully it's better than Andromeda, because I know that one.
A lot of people hated Andromeda, and I'm very biased because I love the series.
Yeah.
I do agree with, at the time, the big hang up for Andromeda was the facial animations and all of that. And then the story issues came later. Like people complained about story later on. They just had issues with animation first. I really didn't have any issues with that game. I loved it. I am biased. I can admit that. But I do see a lot of articles where people, because I still read articles about the gaming world because I like to know what's going on.
Yep.
So I'm seeing a lot of articles where people are going back and re-experiencing the game and like, oh, this wasn't as bad as I remember it being.
They made some significant updates and whatnot to the game and whatnot. Yeah.
Yep. But the story is why I'm always there, and I enjoyed it.
More what I'm thinking is what it needs to be. It needs to have the critical reception of Mass Effect 1 through.
You're right.
I would include 3 in there, except for the 3's ending thing became a whole online controversy. So I'm going to leave 3.
That was bad.
Yeah. Right. And my thing is, I want it to be more like Mass Effect 1 and 2 in the way that it brings everybody, unifies around it. That way it gets life again. I feel like Andromeda was there. All right, 3 didn't wow you, so let's change it up. This is going to be different cast of characters, that kind of thing. And then when that came out and it kind of fell flat, that is why that came out, like 15 years ago, probably longer, maybe even at this point. We have not seen anything Mass Effect in this entire time frame. And that it sounds like a long time because it is a long time, and I feel like if we get a good Mass Effect, we'll get another good one within like 3 to 4 years or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it's also like the last leg that BioWare has to stand on.
Yeah. Well, Dragon Age does well, although I guess the last one didn't do well. I liked it, but the last one didn't do well.
I haven't finished it, which is that's heresy for me to say. But I have been playing it. I see no issues with it, but apparently it didn't make much money and it didn't do well critically, I suppose. So it seems like BioWare's last hope is the next Mass Effect. And now EA has been sold to the Saudis, if I remember right. So story-based gaming will be going bye-bye anyway.
Also, I mean, with EA now being over there, I don't really want to give the Saudis any money for that kind of thing. So if it's not like something that I have like a connection to from my childhood that allows me to like look past some certain things, I'm not going to play it.
My hope, and obviously this is me talking as a fan and not someone that understands how the industry works, but my hope would be EA would sell BioWare, and then BioWare could continue to make story-based games outside of the umbrella of a company that's now only going to prioritize profit. They're not going to care about stories.
It's going to be like FIFA 1 through 8,000 per year. Yeah.
Yes. And you'll get FIFA VR and you'll get FIFA Meta Quest. You'll get all the FIFA.
Yeah. Good on them. Enjoy your Madden games and your FIFAs and all that stuff the sports games.
Yeah.
Those will make their money regardless. No one's going to care where the money's going to. That's not that audience.
No, you're right. Yeah. They just want the sports games.
Yep.
So BioWare, I feel like regardless, I think this will be their last game, which is really sad. It's really sad.
I do think they're a storied studio. I feel like someone will either save them or maybe they'll buy out their own. If it does well, they can buy out their own like freedom, I guess.
Yeah.
From the EA
I hope so.
I hope so too.
Because they started with, they did the first Baldur's Gate way back in the day, I think.
That I don't know. I don't remember. I mean, I know BioWare for me when I was growing up was very much the KOTOR games. Like it was BioWare who was doing the KOTOR stuff. And then obviously Mass Effect and Dragon Age. Which Dragon Age I didn't play any until the latest one. So.
Oh, have you played all the others? They're dated. No. A lot are dated now.
I only played Veilguard. It was like literally the only one I ever played. So I liked it. And when they're like critically people were panning it, I'm like, okay, I clearly enjoyed myself for that game.
Yeah.
Because like I play so many games, or I'll at least put my hands on so many games, but the ones I take to completion without stopping are like they're on the rarer side. Like for me, I do play a lot of games still throughout. I haven't played in a couple weeks or a month or something like that at this point because I've been busy. But like that's about as long as I go. But I don't beat games all the time. I'm typically playing a game for a long time until I then just jump to a new one. So if I beat it, I think that to me says something about how the quality of that game resonated with me. And I tore through Veilguard, like top to bottom.
That is really cool because as someone who doesn't know all of the lore, to still be able to play it
referenced. It's like, okay.
To be able to play it and get the emotional experience and all of that is great. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Well, my character was a dwarf. He was a necromancer dwarf. And the fact that my necromancer dwarf got to romance the giant buff dragon lady, I'm like, hell yeah. There was even a sex scene at the end where he is literally climbing up her like a ladder. And I'm like, this is amazing. This is like the best thing I've ever seen. Living my dream.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Oh, I love that. That's BioWare though. Like it makes it not feel like a game. It's almost like playing D&D, but better because it gets you so invested in the characters. Games don't do that, and that's where it's at for me. Like total
I'm all about story stuff too for the same reason.
Yeah. So I love it for that. Someday it will continue, I hope. Because if you ever play Inquisition, there is a huge amount of characters that we have to tie up those threads.
Okay.
And I don't want to see them untied.
The Veilguard one seemed to deal a lot with. I knew of the other games. I had friends who played them, like, oh, you should play these. But at the time, all these other games were coming out that I was already like bought into, and whatnot. But throughout that game, they bring up the Inquisition and the Inquisitors and stuff like that, like throughout. I'm like, okay, I know that game exists, but I'll absorb what I can absorb through this conversation and kind of go from there.
Yeah. Inquisition's still good enough.
Yeah.
It's not so old that you could still play it and have a good time with it. I say it's not so old.
It's old. Oh, it's real old, man. I think it's like
2014,
Yeah, I
so
was gonna
it's
say
12
it's like
years old.
20 something years old. Oh no, it's 2014. No, 'cause I think I was living on the East Coast at
I
that
think
point.
2014, but it may be older than that.
2014. You're right. Okay,
Yeah.
so 12 years ago.
I should know something about that because I put over 400 hours into one playthrough, and at the time, I created a Twitter account just to tweet at, the lead producer for the game and send him a picture saying, "This game's amazing. This is how much here's my save file.
Nice.
Here's how much time I put into it," and he messaged me back, and he's like, "Holy shit, that is the most we've ever seen anyone send us for this game." I was like,
Wow.
"Oh, well, I feel pretty good about that."
Yeah, that's amazing. Especially now, like fast forward, and you haven't played games in like 2 years.
I
So
know. But I'm
crazy.
like, it's the only really annoying thing about that game is they never fix this. But when you go to pick up an herb, you're running around this open world and you're like, "Ooh, there's a plant I might need to make a potion or some shit."
Mhm.
When you go to pick it up, you have to wait for an animation. It's not very long, but the
Yeah,
character bends down on one knee and picks it.
that's
So
long enough. That's long enough.
it's
It
frustrating.
adds up. Yeah, I like the games where it'll show you the animation the first time, and then after that, it just you push the button over it, and you just see the little thing come up at the bottom corner, like whatever item is plus one,
Yeah.
it like disappears. Like perfect.
Yep.
Show me the animation once. You can maybe show it to me every like 30th time or something like that. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, or just allow me to skip it. Like hard
Yeah.
press for like a long time or long press to skip, quick press to show or something.
Yeah, and it's not even a full animation, which is what makes it so much more frustrating. You just literally have to wait for your character to bend down
Yeah,
and pick it up. So it's like, no, you should just be able to run past this plant
yep,
and hit X
and
and
be
grab
hitting
it.
whatever button it is, and just like auto adds it. Yeah, agreed.
Yes. So that is the most frustrating part because it's an open world, and to take the time to open a chest, loot a corpse every time, he bends down or she bends down and does this thing. So you got to wait 10 seconds, which can be time consuming.
Yeah,
But
it adds up. Like even the God of War games, if I'm remembering this correctly, pretty sure you can't skip the chest animations when you're opening the
I
chests
think
in
that's right.
the
Yes. Every
latest God of
time
War.
he
Yeah,
aggressively,
yeah. Which I mean, they at least they give you I think like 5 various animations per thing, so it's at least what is it going to be this time? It's not always the
right.
same animation, but at a certain point, you're like, okay, just let me skip this.
Yeah. Just let me open the chests
Yeah.
and go on about fighting these Valkyries in anger
Yep.
because fuck those Valkyries.
Oh,
So
those
hard.
Valkyries suck.
The Valkyrie Queen, I yeah, I broke a controller and I'm not an angry person, but it's just one of those where you're like frustrated after
Yep.
like the 17th time and you're just like squeezing it and then it breaks. So yeah, $60 down the drain.
Controllers
Thanks.
are like $80 now.
Are they?
Oh yeah, everything
Ooh,
in video games sadly is going up. Like PlayStation raised their price for like the second time I think in this generation. So like usually as time goes on, the cost of a PlayStation, the cost of an Xbox, all that stuff goes down.
yeah.
We are beyond those days, my friend, because
Yeah.
AI data centers are buying up all the chips. So therefore, everything costs more, and they're losing money. So they need.
But it's okay. It's okay because AI cat videos and everything else that we
Ooh,
consume. Yeah.
great, great.
Okay,
Yay.
something fun that's not AI, that is about people creating cool shit that I wanted to talk to you about. Did you back at all the
No,
Four Horsemen Studios um,
the
Mythic
RPG.
Legions role playing game on Kickstarter?
I did not. No.
No. One thing of note. So I didn't know this was a thing, but I'm not very familiar with Kickstarter.
Hmm.
They said yesterday in their update that they added a late pledge
Mm-hmm.
thing. So apparently, even though it's ended, you can still get on and pledge towards the campaign and get any of the stuff that you want to pledge towards. So
That's great. I've never seen that before at Kickstarter either. So good on them.
So for people that do not know, and we've talked about them before, and most of our audience is totally going to know, but Four Horsemen Studios, they have the Mythic Legions action figure line, and now they have through Kickstarter funded a Mythic Legions role-playing game. And for anyone into D&D, all that good stuff, you can now do it in the Worlds of Mythos.
Yep, tabletop, baby.
Awesome. Yeah, which Alberto got it and was talking to me, and he's like, I want to get to where we all do this. I'm like, I have tried to do D&D virtually, and it never works. It
Why
never
not?
works.
Because I know a lot of people who do it virtually, so be interested.
For me, it's never works because you get to certain points in campaigns where you need an entire party to progress.
Yep.
And you always get to that point where someone has life.
Yeah.
And they can't progress, and then you wait 3 weeks, then you wait a month, and then it falls off and no one ever reaches out, and that campaign dies.
Yeah.
That's happened to me multiple times, and I've caused it multiple times in other people's campaigns. So it's very hard to do virtually.
It's something I would love to get into, but yeah, right now I've been just too busy that I could not commit. Even if someone asked me, I would love nothing more to get a good D&D group going together, because the last time I played was, holy shit, 8 years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, which is a long time. And yeah, I can't even commit to the show every other week, so it's brutal,
Which is fine. I was actually talking to the audience can be like, we don't give 2 fucks, and I'll be like, it's fine, because I'm about to explain to you why I don't give 2 fucks. So the whole point of this thing for me, because I was talking to her, I'm like, we're about to start a remodel.
Yeah.
We're going to be very busy. What does this look like as far as doing this show? I'm not doing it for money or views. I'm literally, and she reminded me of this. She's like, well,
dude, chat. Yeah.
You're only doing it to stay in touch with your friends that you live nowhere near.
Yep.
So why not do it? Make time. If it's an hour, you can make an hour. I'm like, that's a great point. It's not about YouTube and views and all this. It's
exactly
about shooting the shit.
Yeah. We were trying to say that in the beginning, because I think every time you're like, oh, we got 4 views more this week. I'm like, yeah, but it's never been about that. Because also, the idea of this show, if we're talking about the show as itself, it's it's Nerdocracy, but what is it? Because it's really what it is. It's more a rewatch show or a watch show than anything else. It's we're going to talk about what we watch, and we're talking about box office. Well, then we should be saying the show is about movies, but then all of a sudden we throw in the toy stuff and okay, well, where is this coming from when the past 3 or 4 weeks have all been about movies or TV shows and stuff?
Right.
So it's all over. So whatever. It is what it is. We're just hanging out.
It is what it is. Yeah. We've got a branding problem.
It's all good. Who cares?
Yeah, that's about where I'm at with it. Whenever you guys are free, so never worry about that. It's totally about just having fun.
Yeah, for me, it's getting used to the fact that a lot of the projects I'm working on seem to be due Sunday night, which is right around when the show is going on. And it's I'm usually last week I was crunching, just working the entire time until I don't know, 1 a.m. And then I was done, and I'm okay, done for the night. That's it. Yeah. Submit that stuff out.
Yeah. And it seems to just keep on hitting. There are no breaks. It's bam, bam, bam.
It's self-inflicted. They send me a list, and then I get to choose. And I got the list between end of March to middle of May. And then I was okay, realistically, I should say yes to 3 to 4 figures. I said yes to 8, so I did it to myself because I want all those figures.
Yep. I would totally do the same thing.
But
absolutely.
I responsibly, this weekend, I was supposed to have one, and I ended up last week said I can't, because I was supposed to spend time with my partner, because I hadn't seen her in a couple of weeks and stuff like that. And it's we had all these plans to do movies and all this other stuff. And so I let one go. So now I'm at a 7. Realistically, I should let one more go, but I'm waiting to see if it comes up in a bad time.
Yeah.
But you never know when it's going to happen, but it's all self-inflicted.
Yeah. Yeah. That tends to track.
Yep.
Tends to track. All of our wounds are self-inflicted.
So real quick before we, because I know we're getting close to an hour-ish,
We're
but
getting close.
before we end, want to ask about Paradise because that ended
Oh, yes.
this week. Oh, we should also quickly touch base on Daredevil because that's been great too. But
I
yeah,
have not
Paradise was.
watched it yet.
Oh, okay. Then we won't talk about Daredevil. That's fine.
I've been waiting because I haven't really had the time.
Yeah, I get it.
But I think there's 3 episodes now.
There's 3, yeah.
That's
And
enough. I need to watch it.
I'll just say I'm really enjoying it. It's
Yeah.
paying off the story direction that they changed in the first season. And that's why we had that one episode that's like weird out of place because it was like technically a part of the first story.
Yeah.
But now it's all paying off dividends. I've been enjoying it. The fight scenes are great, but the actual, I don't know, the contentious nature between Fisk and Daredevil and stuff like that has just been great. So
Yeah.
enjoy.
I've heard great things from
Yeah.
everyone that's watched it says it's great. Like back to Netflix form.
Yeah. It feels like it's back to that quality, which is funny because like, you know, there's always going to be contrarians on the internet. I follow somebody who is going out of their way every day to post stuff about how bad they think that show is, and I'm like, man, like, sorry, you can say whatever you want, but I enjoyed the hell out of that. So
I hate that. Like when someone makes it their life's goal to just shed on something, it's like,
yep.
if you don't like it, great.
Yep.
Post your opinion and move along. Like it's
Exactly.
fine. But no, that's not the world we live in. Keyboard
Nope.
warriors. That's the world we live in.
Exactly. But
one world I'm glad we don't live in is the world of Paradise.
Very much, yeah. Jesus. I mean, we're not that far off, I think, from the world of Paradise.
No, I can draw so many parallels. Like when
Yeah.
it's going, I'm like, my wife and I are side-eyeing each other, like, but it's a great show.
Yep. It
It's
took a
so
like
phenomenal.
end of the final episode kind of swerve stuff that's happening because you went like it's always been a little sci-fi, but it went hard fucking sci-fi at the end of that. I'm like, okay, I'm here for this. This is wild, but I want to know what other people think because like it is coming out of left field. I feel like with some of this stuff.
I called it early on in this season. I was like,
what's the it? Let's talk about it.
Okay. I mean, we're 2 weeks removed from the finale, so spoilers at this point. But I called time travel.
Okay.
I said, okay, there's something with time going on here. The first second it happened,
What
I don't know.
gave you that? Because the time thing was the thing I did not see coming, right?
As soon as Xavier had the dream where he saw Link.
I thought, okay, so I'll tell you straight up, when that dream happened, I was like, this must be from last season, and I forgot that they met. And I swear to God, because then Link has the fucking dream. And so I'm like, clearly they met last season, and I just forgot this scene. But then they say later on, but like, I don't know, I just had this weird dream. I don't know, it's whatever. I'm like, okay, so maybe not.
Well, it confirmed it for me when it goes back and shows, Billy, right? Billy.
Yes.
Yeah, Billy. When it shows Billy, his whole hitman sequence where he kills that one guy who had the invalid wife named Alex. And when he comes out, Link is there.
Yep.
And then he gets the nosebleed, like Billy gets the nosebleed. I was like, oh yeah, there's some weird time shenanigan shit going on here. I don't know what. I did not expect it to be tied to quantum computers and AI, but
yeah,
of course it is. Of course it is.
I just don't know how an AI being able to like think ahead causes time. Like I don't understand. But I mean, that's what next season will be for, right?
Absolutely. So I'm assuming.
They don't even explain that now.
Yeah, somehow the AI goes so far in the future in its projecting model that it makes sure Dylan doesn't die because it knows Dylan creates it, and then someone else down the line is going to create time travel. So AI is going back and restoring the lives of these people.
But how?
Make sure it exists.
How?
That's the catch. They're going to get to that point where a lot of
it's all going to hinge on how they handle it. Yeah,
where they can't really ever tie the knot. That's my fear. Like I think maybe they've made this world for themselves now where they can't really make it work. But
we'll see though. I mean, I'm very intrigued. I will say though, the one thing that I was a little upset by in the finale, and I was really happy that I think her name is Alice. Is that the murder agent?
Oh, Jane.
Jane, thank you, Jane. Yes, Jane. Hated her. So
Yeah.
when we think that she's dead, and they showed the dead body the morning after,
Yeah.
still hunched over in the shower, I'm like, okay, it's been
She's
8
totally dead.
hours, 12
Yeah.
hours, whatever. She's got to be bled out and dead.
Yeah.
And then they, of course, have to show a scene later. We're like, oh, nope, that shower's empty now. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah.
How?
How?
Maybe
That's
the
one
AI
thing
saved her. Who the hell knows?
somehow. But
Yeah.
that's one thing I had an issue with. So this entire show has never I'm one of those people that always, like I talked about earlier, I have that issue where logic I watch something through my own mind where
Yep.
would I do that? And then it's like, okay, that character did that. Why did they do that? So I try to come to the logic in my mind, like, would I do that in their case?
Mm-hmm.
This show has been very great about not having any, for me, logic flaws,
Yes.
moments where character logic makes no sense. Not so much in the finale. There were multiple times where I'm like, I can't make heads or tails of that.
Which one? Well, like, give me some more moments in the finale.
One moment, and this is a very minor thing, but it takes me out. I'm immersed, and then I'm not when I stop, and I'm like, "No, come on." When, the agent special agent is trying to tell Bradford's kid, "Leave me, I'm dying, leave me."
Right.
And then she
Yep.
pulls out a gun on him. I'm like, "You fucking know she's not going to shoot you with that gun. It means absolutely nothing."
Yeah. But
They didn't have to include that. They could have just had him be like, "Okay, I get it. I can't carry you out of here. I've gotta go. I'm
but as a
sorry."
kid, if someone pointed a gun at me, even if I like, my brain would not be thinking logically,
Good
where
point.
I'll be like, that is a gun being pointed, like a gun being pointed at me.
That is also very true.
Yeah.
I do have to think it from that perspective. I've never had a gun pointed at me
I
either.
think your brain
So
changes pretty drastically when you have a gun to your face.
that's a great point. Yes.
Because he does, as we learn, like later on, he leaves, but in the sole purpose of like going out to get help to carry her to safety. Thank
Correct.
God.
Yeah.
Like that was all like, yes, that's exactly what he should be doing. Good.
Yeah.
Good on you, kid.
Yeah, it all worked itself out, but in the moment, I'm like, pulling a gun means nothing because he knows you care about him
I
and
don't
you're
think
not going to
no.
shoot him.
No.
But you're right. I've never had a gun pull on me and I'm not a teenager, so
And he would have been the type of kid that grew up because we well, I don't know about you, but for me, we never did like active shooter drills or anything like that growing up.
no.
He would have been of that generation where he grew
Yeah,
up with like guns coming to the school.
it's a
We
great
lock
point.
this shit down. We take this stuff super seriously, right?
Yeah, that is a good
So,
point. The other logic moment also doesn't matter. It had to happen for the story.
yep,
But when Xavier gets out of the van at the very end to go up into the tower with Redmond or
yep.
Sinatra, I'm like, there's absolutely no reason. Then he acts surprised that she locks herself in when she told you before you left the van, one person has to stay behind.
Yep. I
So I
know.
was
I
like,
think
yeah,
that, but the way I saw that is I think that maybe he didn't trust her.
oh, good
Still,
point. Good
yeah, because
point.
like he clearly, the last time they had seen each other, horrible shit was going on. He was going
Yep.
to she was going to torture his daughter, and I think that when she was going to make that play, he still was like, "You're not the type of person to make the sacrificial play." But then I think when she handed him the card to Alex and all that stuff, and like I think you explains all that stuff, I think he could see there's a drastic change in this woman, the way she's talking to me, the way she's talking in general, something, and then he trusted and then like left. But I feel like up until that moment, it was a very much like, You're not going to make this call
Yeah.
because that's not
That's
you.
a
That's
great
not your
point.
character." Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I just need to every time I have a logic issue for a show, I'll send you a text.
All right,
And
sounds
you
good.
can tell me, no, 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 this is why. I'm like, oh, thank you. Good night.
Yep. Happily help.
The only other issue, it's not an issue at all. I just thought it was funny. Was at the very, very end when everyone leaves the bunker
Yep.
and they're all piled up in the cars and everyone's evacuating. The police cars that are out there turned on their sirens. And I just had a good laugh at that because like there's no
What's
reason
the
to do
point?
that.
Yeah. All of humanity that we know of is with you right now.
Yep. But they're like,
I
whoop, whoop.
I had an issue with the mountain collapsing
Mm.
under.
I said that to Sarah too. I'm like, well, that defeats the purpose of the radiation being
Yeah.
contained. It's now everywhere.
Yes, exactly. Because like we
Yep.
were supposed to. The whole idea is that the bunker is so well built that it can sustain nuclear blasts, right? So when they close the doors, it's supposed to contain everything. The mountain shouldn't crumble in on itself. if
No,
anything, there'd be earthquakes, right? It would reverberate down. But
Yep.
no, the mountain actually caved in on itself. And I'm like, exactly like you. I'm like, does that
Yep.
mean all of this radiation's now out and they're all dead? Like, is this
It
fallout
should.
now?
In my mind, it should mean
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
Yep.
But I feel like they felt like the need to have to show that the bomb blew up. But I'm like,
Yeah.
no, because you ruined it. You
Yep.
told us all this stuff. Like the best place for this bomb to go off would be inside this bunker.
Yep. They could have just, like you said, they could have done an earthquake.
Yeah.
Shaky cam. Everyone's like, oh,
Yep.
oh God.
Yeah,
And
you just
that's
make the mountain, some rocks fall off the top or something like
right.
that, but not like actually collapse in on itself.
A little smoke plume, just a little tiny. Yeah.
And you see some like bird like fly into the smoke, and all of its skin disintegrates and it falls down as like a skeleton.
Something like that. It's fine.
Yeah.
It'll work out great.
Also, when they show, because the big reveal, there's a second bunker. When they go to the second bunker, and it's underneath this really Resident Evil ass looking evil horse with red eyes, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Do you not know that's actually at the Denver airport? I've seen that horse.
No.
Yeah.
Is that real? I've never been to
That's
Denver.
real
I've never
horse.
been to Colorado.
That's a real horse.
Okay. All right. So I was like, they built this creepy ass, because going back to my own childhood, it reminded me of Rainbow Bright and the Star Stealers. This kid had like a robot metal horse, and its legs would fly up. I'm like, oh, it's just totally like the fucking metal horse from Rainbow Bright.
Yep. No, that was a nod to all the conspiracy theorists out there that go nuts about the Denver airport, because that horse is there, and throughout that airport there are murals of end of the world things. And there's this ongoing talk about the bunkers underneath the Denver airport. You know how it goes down a rabbit hole.
Yep, that's great. I actually kind of like that it's actually about real conspiracy theories. That's kind of cool.
Absolutely. So I enjoyed that too. I'm like, oh shit, there's the horse, the evil horse on the runway, which that horse actually killed its creator. Just so when the
horse
was
are we making statues about it?
It fell. If I remember, I could be fucking this up, but I know it did kill him. But I believe it fell on him during the erection of it or something to that effect. Yeah. So it's truly an evil horse. Yeah, that's a real thing.
Cat yelling at me, but he's decided that right now is going to be him yelling at me time.
Yeah, I can't. The cat's enjoying the basement right now. She wasn't allowed down here because she broke figures. Now that it's empty, she likes to come down here and just sit on the floor and stare, for hours on end.
Yep, because it's a whole new world, new space.
Whole new world. Got to stare at it. Yep.
Yeah, but it was all in all, I was actually pretty impressed with the ending, because I was like, oh, I wonder what they're going to set up for the next one. And I did not see the whole, okay, we're going to be doing time travel with this super AI computer thing going on and another bunker. Because I'm like, what Paradise to me is the show about what's going on in this bunker, right? More than anything. This season, I thought, like, okay, we're going to get a little bit of the outside world, and then these two worlds will meet. But then I bet next season is going to be like, how do they coexist in this bunker kind of situation? Yep. Very quickly, we learned that is not the fucking case. That bunker is gone now. Yep. So, what is Paradise referred to in this show? Because for me, it was always the bunker, right?
Yep.
This fake paradise that they created, and maybe it is about the next one, or maybe it is about the time travel fixing this scenario somehow.
I feel like we're going to go back a lot in the next season.
Yeah.
And see different versions of each character in the past doing things to bring about whatever this AI is. So whether it be a different timeline version of Billy, because I think they're going to keep a lot of those characters. President Bradford.
My favorite thing about this is I was worried. I'm like, we're not going to get any more James Marsden or anything in season 2.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. No.
Now
he's
we can bring them all back.
But we still get plenty of them. And and same thing with Billy's character. And like the characters we've learned and liked through all this, when they die, I love the fact that the show spends a lot of its time dealing with how we got to this part or point. And so we'll get them again. So I like your theory there. I'll be interested.
Yeah, that's where, in my mind, that's where I want it to go. Yeah. Like, okay, so now we can have different versions of these characters. It already brought Dylan back to life.
Yep.
So now we can follow.
I still don't understand that, but
I don't either. It makes no sense. Yeah.
You know, because like I get it, like him being a part of the scientist and his wife who's dying, all this kind of stuff. That's how he kind of connects to it. But the fact that he is also Sinatra's dead child who died, like, because we saw him like picking out ice cream and all that stuff, like early on, like
as a kid, a very small kid.
Yeah, as a small kid. So who, like, and also, okay, again, for 1 second, when he's sitting in the van and he goes to X's kid, he's like, "What's your dad's name?" I thought he was saying that to his sister to kind of place the, I know my parents' names. If your dad's name is my dad's name, then this makes it kind of real to me.
Yeah.
And then it was quickly, oh, he's talking to a different kid. Okay, this isn't what's happening.
Yeah.
But they need to figure out that situation, right? Because you would know that he has a sister and parents, right? Or no?
I guess not.
What is this guy's life? Did he just manifest one day?
Yeah. No idea.
These are the answers I need.
And it's why I think they'll go back and do that. So if we see how these versions of different characters bring Alex into existence, that could be compelling storytelling. And then when they jump to current events, it's Xavier's quest to get to this bunker. Because obviously he can't tell everyone where he's going.
Right. And I wonder if he's going to leave his family, or if he's, because at this point, the one thing he wanted, he did not care about anything else but getting his family back together. They're back together. Is he really going to be ready to like step away and leave them? And he be the one to like separate the family again?
Yeah. There's some good compelling story beats to play off of. But how long can it run? Like, I feel like we're at the point now where 2 more seasons is about all we got.
At most. Yeah. I'm thinking like 3 or 4 seasons and we're done kind of thing, which is fine. Like just tell a good story. It's
great. Good. Yeah. I've always been a huge advocate of 4 to 5 seasons for every show. It should never go long.
Unless you're doing like, if you're doing like X-Files where it is creature feature of the week, you could go indefinitely. Like Supernatural is like, 20,000 seasons at this point. Keep going. But if you're telling a concise story from beginning to end, or at least attempting to, there has to be an end. Otherwise, that story will fall apart at some point.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I mean, unless it's like a serial or whatever, where you can pop in any episode and be just fine.
Right.
Watch it
like maybe you have something that connects to another, and like, holy shit, they're connecting this one story arc. Yeah. Sure. But this is a one long story. So tell that story, be done.
Yeah, and even all the old shows did that. Like Star Trek would have parts. Like, okay, so it would air episodes, parts 1, 2, 3, or 1 and 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would tell its own story. But then you could jump in and it's telling whatever, whenever. It doesn't matter.
We don't there's not a lot of those types of stories anymore. Like
they've kind of gone away.
Although X-Files is coming back, but I feel like it's going to come back in more of a overall story. I don't think it's going to be a creature of the week. They might have a couple of those, but I really do feel like it's going to be more like how Fringe was, where it was creature of the week until it was like all of a sudden. Now it's not. Now it is this big story that's connected kind of deal.
I love Fringe.
I love Fringe too. They did well.
So good. But I think X-Files, the reboot, is being done by Ryan Coogler. Yes. If he stays into it now that he's an Oscar winner, and doesn't move on to other things. But
truth.
Well, we have easily gone over an hour, which I'm always, when we start a show, I'm like, what do we have to talk about? I don't know. And then
there's been a lot of, just between Project Hail Mary and even like Paradise, there's like 2 great things to kind of talk about. That if you enjoyed them, it makes talking about them easy.
Yes,
kind of deal.
Absolutely. I guess Daredevil, that'll be the next ongoing thing we talk about.
You catch up. This week is, I don't think you watch Invincible, but this week is Invincible, Daredevil, and the start of The Boys final season.
The Boys, I will be watching. Yes, I will be watching that. Invincible, I have not watched.
Did he freeze in the last minute of the show? Oh wait, he's back. He's back. Yep.
I didn't know I went anywhere. But yes, The Boys, I'll be watching.
Okay, good.
No worries there. Yeah. Well, all right. Before I freeze, we'll sign off.
Yeah. Say, oh yeah, don't freeze from the sign off. Although
before I freeze, sign off. Gosh. All right. I got something. I got something good. Got something.
Oh,
crazy.
I believe you probably have something great to sign off this episode with, and it's going to happen.
Yeah. Until next time, everyone. Thank you for watching. The truth is out there. X-Files. There we go. That's good.
Oh, I love that. I was more liking the yeah. All right.